Your cancer. I'm Dr. Lederman. For a free booklet DVD or appointment, call 212 Choices, 212 Choices. Most insurances, Medicare, Medicaid accepted, 1384 Broadway at 38th. Call Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices, 212 Choices.
New York's Caribbean voice, 93.5 WVIP.
Dr. Lederman, 212 Choices, 212 Choices.
My name is Brad Bernstein. I'm an immigration attorney.
I am David Squeeze Annakie, and obviously one of the hosts on the Brad and Squeeze Show. I have a business that's called Link Up Media, and it's been around since 1996. I decided to start a radio program.
Mr. Annakie sold me some radio time and said I'm going to be on radio with a guy by the name of Squeeze.
I didn't think it was going to evolve into a business.
I went back every week on Friday night to see Squeeze. And every Wednesday, Mr. Annakie would call me and ask for money to pay for this advertising time.
Give them this deep corporate talk and talk to them about business. Had to separate the money from their personality, you know.
And it took about 2 months before I realized that Mr. Annakie and Squeeze was the same guy.
Next thing I know, I'm doing a radio show live from Jamaica to the United States.
When I first started on the radio, Squeeze kept saying, you know, I filed for my citizenship 5 times and he kept getting denied. And off the air, I was saying, let me do your citizenship, let me do your citizenship. And he goes, no, 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 I'm not interested. I had this other lawyer, he said he was the best lawyer and didn't want me to handle it.
I was like, dude, I have actually attempted to do this multiple times, and it has failed me every time. I gave in after working with him for a while. A few months later, rather, I was in Hartford, Connecticut, getting sworn in.
Then Squeeze was sold on me. After that, I could do no wrong for immigration. And over 19 years, the show has kind of developed from a law show to a show about Brad's personality, Squeeze's personality, plus we're helping people, plus we're informing people, plus we're making people's lives better.
That's the reason why the show is really what it is. It is that because we are just ourselves.
Something very interesting happens when you work with somebody every day. You become their best friend.
And that's a fact. She has become, believe it or not, my best friend.
One day, Squeeze had a great idea when Facebook Live started. And his great idea was, I'm going to take out my phone and film our radio show.
The next thing, they're building a green room in his office.
And we are now turning our radio show into a broadcast show that is going to be seen live on Facebook, that's going to be seen live on YouTube. And oh, by the way, you're still going to hear our broadcast show on WVIP 93.5 FM.
It's phenomenal, and the most gratifying thing is that we're truly helping people. It's amazing walking through the airport and people come up and say, Brad and Squeeze, you guys are the greatest. If I could cry, tears would actually come out of my eyes right now. Just keep watching. Well, that's what it is, the Brad and Squeeze Show. Once again, folks, welcome right here on 93.5 WVIP and multiple social media platforms. My name is David Squeeze Annakie with
Brad Bernstein. How are you, Mr. Squeeze? Well, Mr. Annakie, Mr. David Squeeze Annakie.
I am just very happy I'm not in Gainesville, Florida right now.
Yes, there is a... By the way, we'll get to that in a second. I just wanted to, before we even get to that...
I would go ape.
I know you would go ape. I know you would go ape.
But anyway, what's up?
You would be arrested.
Probably.
Yeah, you would be arrested.
Not probably.
We'll talk about that in a second. But first of all, you know, this is our second day live in the new studio.
It was crazy yesterday.
What do you think so far?
I believe it's... Well, the feedback that I'm getting, everyone is saying the show looks so professional.
Right.
I'm like, whoa,
we're not professional. We're not professional.
Are you saying that the show was not professional before? I mean, you put a beautiful studio together and all of a sudden, people says it's professional. I thought we were professional.
I don't think it was a professional show. I did the show. Yeah, I did the show with these ugly curtains in the background from the Hamptons. Remember that?
Oh, okay. I remember that.
We were in your mom's basement. It looked like a little like Wayne's World a little bit.
A very ugly logo that someone endorsed.
Yes, terrible, ugly logo that Squeeze was just like kind of squeezed a little bit.
Yeah, I was squeezed. I was like,
what?
What is this?
Yeah, Squeeze hated that.
Like I was in kindergarten.
Squeeze hated that. Squeeze hated that logo. You know? But we were professional in the advice we were giving.
Well, I think we're professional.
We were professional in the entertainment we were giving. You know. It just didn't look. Didn't have the look. So I think people are saying, you know what, people.
Big news network.
So I think people are saying, you know what, this is professional looking now.
Listen, my opinion, I thought we were very professional.
From day one. The day I was born, I know I was professional.
Well, we're happy to be back, that's for sure. And
I'm
we're
very
happy
happy,
that, you know, a lot of the people who watched us, a lot of our, you know,
So you
Team
gotta shave, by the way.
Squeeze, Brad Squad, Tamika Nelson even appeared on our show
You gotta
yesterday.
shave, by the way.
What?
So you gotta shave.
Yeah, I shave every day.
No, you don't.
Well, for now I am, because I'm trying to be professional.
Oh, hold on.
And,
Oh, man.
Yeah, and good morning, Angie, by the way, Carol Anderson, the Tiger. These are people who watched us all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Dane Williams in Atlanta, always the first person to say hello.
Oh, really?
Yeah, always the first person to say
Dane
hello.
loves you.
Yeah. Marsha Everblessed, good morning. She's saying good morning to Angie. People just are having their own conversations here on Facebook at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, also at David Squeeze Annakie. We're live on YouTube. And you ready to start the show?
I'm ready to start the show.
You want to say hello to anybody first?
Yeah, I want to say hello to all the people who are actually sharing the pages right now. Remember, Facebook page, it's at David Squeeze Annakie. If you're out there, by the way, and you are listening to 93.5 FM, I don't think you can watch 93.5 FM. If you're listening, when you get to your destination, myself and Brad would like for you to get on Facebook and watch us at David Squeeze Annakie, at Brad Bernstein.
Brad H. Bernstein.
Brad H. Bernstein.
At Law Offices of Spar
At
and
Law
Bernstein.
Offices of Spar and Bernstein. You can even go on YouTube, Spar and Bernstein. But we want for you to share. If you're going to help us to build this show so that we can stay here for years to come, you have to actually share this with every single person that's on your Facebook page. And of course, find some groups out there. You can look for groups, let me say, hypothetically speaking,
Immigration groups.
immigration groups, hypothetically speaking. Maybe you're from the Philippines, Filipinos group. Maybe you're
Dominican
from
Republic.
Maybe you're from Colombia. Look for Colombia groups.
Right.
You
Maybe
know?
you're from Russia.
Maybe you're from Mexico. You know?
Romania.
Romania, yeah. For some reason, I don't know why Romania always
comes up.
I don't know why.
I don't know. We got
Is there
3 people
something
watching.
special about Romania?
Not particularly.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, we're also, by the way, you can reach us if you want. We've opened the lines right now. We have 2 people on hold. We're going to be taking your immigration questions
Right.
in about 5 minutes or so. We have 2 people on hold. Tiffany and Brenda, hang in there. Tiffany's calling from New York, I already see. Brenda's already calling from Texas. They've called in before we even announced our telephone number.
It's a beautiful
and
thing.
the telephone number to call to get on the radio, to
Is?
get on Facebook, to
Is?
get on YouTube
Is?
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. If you call now, we are going to put you in the queue. I promise you.
What do you promise?
Promise.
Brad? What do you promise?
I'm going to give you some good advice if you call right now. 1-800-529-5465. It's also the telephone number for my law office. So if you say, wow, how do I reach Brad? How do I meet Brad? How do I meet the attorneys at Spar and Bernstein? It's the same telephone number, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, Squeeze. Remember that number?
Yes.
Years ago, Squeeze had me get the LAW-LINK number.
Yes.
Okay, I paid a hefty dollar for that LAW-LINK
There's a lot
number.
of things I made you get.
That's right. Oh yes. Oh yes.
know?
You made me get rid of my old beat up BMW.
Yep.
Had me buy expensive cars.
Yep.
You know. So whatever you say, I never listen to you. Right.
Image is everything, dude.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, let's get to the news quickly.
Okay, what's
All
in
right.
the news today?
So in Florida right now, you had mentioned this.
Yep.
They're declaring a state of emergency ahead of, you know who Richard Spencer is? He's the guy who organized the Charlottesville neo-Nazi rally. He is the guy with like the biggest tiki torch for neo-Nazis. And he is giving a speech on Thursday at the about white nationalism in Gainesville, Florida, at the University of Florida. And the governor, it is now Tuesday, has already declared a state of emergency for whatever the county is that the University of Florida is in. I'm not
How
sure.
did it get to a state of emergency?
That means that they feel there's already protesting, there's going to be rioting, so they're going to bring out the National Guard. They may have curfews for people. And, this is a situation, I think, Squeeze, where, we believe in the Constitution.
Yes, we do.
And we believe in the freedom of speech. And you have the freedom to have, I guess, hate speech. It's not pleasant, but you have the freedom to do it. But at the same time, we all have the freedom to stand up and say that's not right. Yeah. And the person who has to say that's not right is the person who took an oath to protect the American people.
And who might that be?
That is the orange guy, Donald Trump. He took an oath. He sat at the mall. He claimed there were more people who watched his inauguration than anybody ever in the history of the world, yet it seemed to be pretty empty. And he took an oath, and his number one priority as President of the United States is not to give a tax cut. His number one priority is not to build a wall in Mexico. His number one priority is not to start a war with North Korea.
What's his number one priority?
His number one priority is to protect the American people from not only from people outside of the United States who threaten us, but people from within who threaten us. And this man threatens us from within more than any other human being, more than the rocket guy in North Korea, more than Mexicans who are racing across the border, more than your immigrant who's trying to make a living. This man threatens Americans more than anybody. Donald Trump took an oath to protect Americans. He's got to stand up and say something, Squeeze.
Very, very, very important.
What else is happening in the world?
There's a. I told you a little bit of what's happening in the world.
I mean, do you have an opinion on this, by the way?
You know what? It's not a matter of opinion right now, because I do believe everyone share the same. This whole white supremacist thing is getting out of hand. It's becoming more prevalent. And I just believe, like you said, it just needs to stop.
But it has to come from the top.
Right, it has to.
I mean, we could sit here and scream and yell. We could have protests in the street. It's got to come from the top. It's got to come from the top. And everybody who's an elected American official has to say, this isn't right.
Right, absolutely.
It's not right. Because we all live together in this country. Black, white, yellow, green, blue, orange, purple, different religions. We all live together.
All of us.
By the way, do you know what today is? Talking about.
Yeah, today's Tuesday.
Today's Tuesday. You know what this month is, by the way? In the history of the world. In the history of the world?
In the history of the world.
In the history of the world. Because we talked about Jamaican. This is not even on the cards. We talked about Jamaican independence. I mean, and Hero Day, right? Heroes Day yesterday, and we talked about the heroes. What outside of Jamaica? What is this month? The 100th anniversary happened in this month.
I don't know.
Think about what happened. What happened in 1917? The 100. This month is the 100-year anniversary of the Bolshevik Revolution in the Soviet Union.
You know your stuff.
Yeah, did you know that?
You seem to know a lot about that side of the world.
I know a lot about everything. I know a lot about. I know a lot about Jamaica too.
No. You seem to know a lot about that side of the world.
I know a lot about a lot.
You know a lot.
I know. Somebody told me once they know something about something.
Yeah. You don't know about anything.
You
don't know about anything that's tender.
Right. I know a little something about something. Right. Yeah. So, but you know what? And Lenin. You know, this is the 100th anniversary, and Lenin, who started the Bolshevik Revolution, ended up the Soviet Union for about 70 plus years. You know what his saying was? It was actually a pretty good saying. Maybe I'm saying it incorrectly. You know, I should look it up exactly, but it was basically bread, peace, land, or peace, bread, land, or peace, land, bread. One of those were the three. Peace, bread, land. Not bad. You got peace. You got food. You got land. Wasn't a bad. I'm not a communist by any stretch of the imagination. Didn't really turn out very well for the Soviets because they ended up Lenin being a dictator and a pretty bad dude. But it was a pretty good saying. Peace, bread, land. Right.
We got that same guy in the White House that's dropped the tater.
All right, so there's a tropical storm battering Ireland right now.
Yeah,
weather is still crazy, and 3 people died there. Apple has said that you can get, and Android, they have a crack epidemic for Apple.
Okay.
I don't know, KRACK. That there is a flaw in both Apple and Android products that allows hackers if you are not on a private Wi-Fi network to hack into your phone. You know a little bit about technology.
Yes. Any and every phone can be hacked into.
Yeah.
But it's very easy right now if you have not updated your phone, so they're encouraging everyone to go and update the latest updates on your Apple devices and your Android devices. And this happens especially and specifically if you're not on a secured Wi-Fi network. So if you're going to get on networks, make sure you get on a secured Wi-Fi network. Although it can happen there, it's less likely to happen there. So make sure you update your mobile devices.
Well, that's exactly what Apple said. Apple said, do not get on unsecured Wi-Fi. Make sure
the same thing I said?
Yeah, same thing you said. Make sure you download security updates from Apple and Google in the coming weeks. And the company says they're fixing the problem. And as soon as the problem is fixed, the hackers will come up with another way.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, it'll never be fixed. Oh, here's something interesting, too.
What?
Here's some more interesting news. Starting in 2018.
How come we're not in the news that Brad and Squeeze launched this major show and it's all over?
We have publicists. Eventually they'll start working for us.
We are already in the news.
Yeah, we are in the news. This is interesting, though. If you have a driver's license from Kentucky, Maine, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Washington, Kentucky, Maine, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Washington. You can't get on a plane with that starting in 2018.
You cannot.
Cannot get on a plane with a driver's license.
You will
from
need
those states.
evidently a passport.
A passport, yeah.
Very interesting. The things that are so weird to me, but hey, you know, who's complaining?
Right. And by the way, Tamika's going, share, 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 share.
Yeah, that's true. We want everybody to share. We don't have enough shares right now on the Facebook page at David Squeeze Annakie, on the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, on the Bradford H. Bernstein, or is
Brad H. Bernstein.
Brad H. Bernstein. And don't forget, you can catch us also on YouTube, Spar and Bernstein. But Brad, I think it's about time that we demonstrate exactly what it is that we do here.
All right. So let's go to the telephone lines right now. It's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-529-5465 to call to get your immigration questions asked and answered. Let's see what Tiffany has to say. Tiffany from Brooklyn.
A pleasant good morning to you, Tiffany from Brooklyn. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Good morning, Daddy.
Okay.
I have a question. It's pertaining to my husband. He told me about him. He's here on a 10-year visa, but he goes to stay, but I'm a U.S. citizen. We're married. So I want to know the cost for me to do the application, like the forgiveness waivers, I-130, everything.
All right. So basically, Tiffany was coming in and out, but what I understood from Tiffany, let me make sure that I'm answering your question. Okay, Tiffany's an American citizen. She lives in Brooklyn. She fell in love with the love of her life. He's from another country. He overstayed on his visa, and she would like to know what forms to fill out, where to file, and how much it's going to cost her. Correct?
Correct.
All right. So the answer is you're going to file an adjustment application. You first got to be married. You got to prove it's a bona fide marriage. In the adjustment application, you're going to file the I-130 visa petition. That establishes that you're in a bona fide marriage. You're going to file an adjustment application, an I-45, an I-864 affidavit of support, an I-765 for the work permit, an I-131 for his advance parole travel documentation. You're going to submit it with your copy of your marriage certificate, proof that you're a U.S. citizen, if either of you were married before, divorce decrees or death certificates from prior spouses, and your affidavit of support with 3 years tax returns, a job letter, a bank letter. You have to go to an immigration authorized doctor to get a medical exam. You're going to put all of that stuff together. You're going to file it with the Immigration Service, and you're going to make a check payable or a money order payable to the Department of Homeland Security for $1,765. That's the fee you have to pay for his green card.
Okay, so when he has to get a green card, does he have to go back to Trinidad?
No, he's going to adjust his status here. The next time he goes back to Trinidad is with either an advance parole travel document or his green card. But the interview is going to be all here. And if you need help, hold on 1 second. We're going to put you on hold. You can speak to someone off the air, all right?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Once again, folks, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show, where we answer your immigration questions. You can call us now at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. That happens to be the number for the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. Once again, Brad and Squeeze Show, live at 9, live at noon. I think you need to put something soft on that.
Yeah, that's annoying the crap out of me. Boom, boom, boom. It's probably very annoying.
It's annoying to me.
It's probably annoying to everybody watching, too.
Every time you do it, I want to reach over and...
Here, I got these cards here.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Still does the same thing.
Lenny's going to kill you because you got water all over the cards, and then Jill is going to be yelling at you.
Yeah, and I'm soaking wet here. All right, so what did you think of the first question, though? Did I hit it right on the nail? Was I a little too long?
I don't know about hitting on the nail, but you answered the question.
Did I answer it?
And you answered the question
because you like to critique me a lot. Was I too long, too short? Did I give too much information, too little? What do you think?
I think you gave enough information, but I think you could have actually shortened it.
Shortened it?
Yes.
All right, so let's see Brenda now.
Brenda.
Squeeze is going to critique me after each question.
Yes, I am.
And you will let me know how I did.
Yes.
Brenda.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Thanks for calling from Houston.
Okay. My father applied for me in 1994.
Mm-hmm.
The application was canceled because my daddy following the process.
Wait. Why was it canceled?
Yeah, because he don't continue with the process.
He just decided to stop.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you from, Brenda? Where are you from?
Mexico.
You're from Mexico. And you're now in Texas? You're calling me from Texas?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 28.
So when were you born?
In 89.
In 89. Okay. And your dad's a U.S. citizen or a resident?
No, a resident.
Okay. He's still a resident to this day?
Yes.
Are you single or married?
Well, I am married now with a U.S. citizen.
Okay, great.
Yes, but in 2005, he applied again for my mom only, but in 2010, and the embassy in Mexico is one visa available for me, but I am here illegally.
Right.
So I don't return to Mexico and get the visa. But now I am married with a U.S. citizen, and I need to know if it's possible. Can I have a protection for the 245I?
Yes.
Or
yes, you can.
Or I lost the protection?
Yes, you can.
This is my question.
Yes, you can. You're going to get everything here, so let me explain to you, okay? Number one, Squeeze, the laws are all screwed up because, people want to get their green cards, but then they're scared to go home because the U.S. Embassy denies everybody.
Right.
So actually the laws actually force people to stay here illegally versus actually have a free flow of people back and forth. Be that as it may, we're not here to talk about policy. We're actually here to talk about helping people.
How we can resolve
it. Now, what the law says is this. She entered the country without inspection. So she has no entry status.
Right.
The first caller, if you remember, that person married someone who came here on a visa. So if you came here on a visa, you're married to a U.S. citizen, you could adjust your status here. You don't have to go, that person didn't have to go back to Trinidad.
Right.
Okay. Brenda's from Mexico. Now, her father filed an application for her in 1994 and didn't complete it.
Right.
What the law says is if that you filed a bona fide, you were the beneficiary of a bona fide application filed prior to January 14th, 1998, or prior to April 30th, 2001, you were physically here on December 20th. In this point, Brenda, doesn't really matter because it was filed prior to 98. It was filed in 94. It was filed, as long as this man is the father and an application went in, that grandfathers her. So what that does is that allows her to get a visa appointment, her adjustment application here in the United States. Doesn't give her a green card, though, because she's married and she's not getting her green card through her father. She's getting her green card through her husband. So her husband files a visa petition. She's allowed to file the adjustment because of the prior case in 1994, pay a penalty fee, and it's like 1 + 1 = 2. You need both, and she can adjust her status here under what's called grandfathering or 245I. What do you think of that, Brenda? We can help.
Oh, that is a good news.
All right, yeah.
Thank you.
So do you have any of the paperwork from what your father did in 1994?
Yes.
You do. Perfect. So if you hire our office and you have that paperwork, you'll get your work permit in 3 to 4 months, and you should have your green card in 9 to 10 months. Hold on one second.
You seriously don't want me to critique that one, right?
I want you to critique that one. And what I'd like to critique is the computer here.
Brad and Squeeze show. 1-800-529-5465. Going through the questions real quick, ladies and gentlemen. Let's move to the next one, then I'll critique later.
Ricky.
Yes, good morning, Brad. Squeeze.
Good morning, Ricky Tiki. Wagwan.
And by the way, Ricky's calling from Florida, right? Where in Florida are you?
Yeah, I'm in Miami.
All right. Is there any issues on the street right now with this state of emergency? Have you been out on the street yet?
Yeah, I went out this morning. Everything seems good so
fine?
far.
Okay, good. All right. Stay safe, Ricky. What's up?
All right, thanks. Well, first of all, I just went on YouTube and I look at the show and I'm amazed. I thought I was looking at something else.
What do you mean? What do you think you were looking at?
It's beautiful, man.
Ah, it's beautiful.
I can't believe
Thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Yes.
See?
So here's the thing. Me and my brother want to go to Jamaica, right?
Right.
In December.
Uh-huh.
But he have some dispute where he have a domestic violence case, but it was thrown out. So he's scared to travel. So he tell me to call you guys to ask you what's his chances of when he travel.
How positive is he that it was thrown out?
So positive that he hired a lawyer and he went to court and the judge said case dismissed. Something about process and the lawyer said you're free to go, and that was it.
Okay, so basically it was like one of those. Where did this happen? In Florida, in New York, where?
In Florida, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not good with the Latin words, but in Florida they do something like no low prosecutory or something. I don't know, whatever the words that they use in Latin, which basically means that the prosecutor decided not to move forward with the case. Is that kind of what happened?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, all right. So and that's his only arrest ever?
Well, he got arrested for suspending his driver's license.
Okay, so you can't be stopped for suspended driver's license. You can't be stopped traveling back for a domestic violence case that was dismissed by the prosecutor not moving forward. What else does he have?
That's
it.
Oh, another his ex-girlfriend, she put a restraining order on him. Okay, but that was thrown out.
Okay, but that's also a civil. That's from family court, a restraining order. It's not from a criminal case.
No, that was civil. Yeah.
So he's fine. He's good to travel. The only thing I would suggest is if he wants to have a consultation and let me look at the disposition and make sure we're all talking about the same thing. But if he's confident the case was dismissed, bon voyage.
Bon voyage.
Okay. So I could tell him to call this number and set up an appointment, right?
Right. It's the same telephone number to call for a consultation as it is to get on the radio, to get on Facebook, to get on YouTube. And Squeeze happens to know that telephone number.
1-800-529-5465. I know it very well.
All right. Thanks very much, Ricky.
All right. No problem, man. You guys look good.
Thank you
so much. 1-800-LAWLIC, ladies and gentlemen, the Brad and Squeeze show. Each and every
Ricky
single
says
day.
we look good.
Yeah, we
I'm
look
sorry
good.
to interrupt you. I do that all the time.
That's quite the norm.
I just liked when somebody says we looking good. Man, woman, I don't care. I'm happy that someone gives me a compliment.
I like it more when women say it.
I'm sure you do.
1-800-529-5465. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that is the number for the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, a full-service law firm here in Manhattan at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. My job is to, of course, implore you to book an appointment to come in and see the attorneys face-to-face, or actually do a Skype call with them, or a generic conventional telephone call. The issue is, for you, of course, is, well, let me back up. If you have an issue, you need to reach out to them to actually resolve that issue. So call them at 1-800-529-5465. If you get in trouble with the law, you will need them. If you have a divorce problem, if you want to married, I'm quite sure they could put a prenup together.
Yes, we do.
I have attempted that once in a minute.
By the way, you're doing a very good page 23 right now.
I've attempted to do a proposed a prenup.
Yes.
And that ended the relationship ages ago.
Yeah. Squeeze has a diamond ring on every avenue in Manhattan, and maybe the Bronx too.
Yeah, I just don't own it yet. But anyway, Spar Bernstein can help you in the family law department, the tax department, and much more. And once again, folks, make sure you reach out to them.
By the way, Cordella Willery, who was nice enough, she was on yesterday on a Skype call.
Yeah,
you know, she loves us. We love Cordella. By the way, if you want to do a Skype consultation with us, you know, you can call 1-800-529-5465. We'll set it up. The only thing with the Skype consultations is you are giving up your attorney-client privilege, because we're going to air it on.
And they'll be asked to sign something.
Yeah, you'll be asked to sign something to give up your attorney-client privilege.
So we can air it.
But we can air it. But certainly, if you want to have a free Skype consultation with us, you can also call 1-800-529-5465. Cordella's reminding me about page 21. People forgot about that.
Yeah, people forget about that.
I forgot about it.
No, it's okay.
Right.
It's quite okay. Maybe, how convenient it is for everyone to forget about page 21.
You should, leave the contract. I have to peruse it again.
Page 21 is just a very important piece of everyone's life if they live in the United States and if they have a Social Security or if they're trying to buy cars, buy homes and all of that. So I don't know why anyone would want to, exclude or conveniently omit page 21, which is all about you having excellent credit.
By the way, you know who doesn't even know about page 21?
What, Jill?
Jill and the technical directors are like, page 21, where is this
Muta Ali.
Muta Ali, yeah, because they got to switch now to USA Credit. This is the USA. Page 21, the Brad squad knows it. The team squeeze people, though.
But you want to know what?
What?
I brought in a guy to make sure that page 21 is taken care of. He doesn't seem to be doing anything about it. He's supposed to be in that room saying to Jill and Muta, Ali, that, you know, hey, put USA Credit Repair on everything. Every time the screen pops up, it should be on it. He's supposed to be in there doing that. So for some reason, it seems like he's being pulled in.
So let me tell you what page 21 is. Page 21, when Squeeze and I started doing this, you know, years and years ago, he had me sign this ridiculous contract, and he's like, don't bother reading it, you're an attorney. I'm like, who cares? And I signed it. And it is now basically tied my hands behind my back. It's a very good lesson as an attorney. Always read what you sign.
Yes.
And now, and now we have to talk about USA Credit for at least 3 minutes on every show, or I get fined.
Absolutely, and you got to do it real fast because I want us to get back to the immigration question.
So in all seriousness, there is a contract, there is a page 21, but in all seriousness, I'm happy to do it. And on page 21, it says we talk about USA Credit Repair. USA Credit Repair. Without USA Credit Repair, this doesn't exist. So I know when we talk about USA Credit Repair, everybody goes and starts flipping around Facebook and YouTube and turning the channel on 93.5 FM, but they should really be listening.
Yes.
Because without good credit, you can't live your life.
You cannot.
You can't live your life. You know what? And what we talked about the other day on the radio is really important. You know, everybody's concerned about their appearance, how they look, going to the beauty salon, wearing the right clothes, having the close shave, doing the goatee look if Squeeze likes it.
Yeah.
Your credit report is basically how you look to everybody that you shake a hand with, that you do business with. So if you want to go buy a car, people are going to judge you based on your credit. You want to go buy a house? People are going to judge you based on your credit.
Right.
You want to do any business anywhere in the United States of America, people are going to judge you on your credit. Whether you're a good guy or a bad guy, a good lady, a bad lady, they're going to judge you based on your credit report. And if your credit report is below 700, you're not going to be judged very well. Now, USA Credit Repair is our proud sponsors, and what they do is they give you a 90-day money-back guarantee. As long as you don't do anything to screw up your own credit over those 90 days and you let them do their job, they promise to get your credit up. And I don't know what the going rate is right now for the Brad and Squeeze listeners. Maybe you know that, and then I'll give the telephone
I'll tell you
number.
what, for everyone that's watching right now or listening 93.5 WVIP FM in New York, right now, make the call. There's a guy by the name of Jared Marcus and Zedmar Kellier. You call right now and you say, Brad and Squeeze said that they should actually work on your credit absolutely free for the first 30 days. That's a fact. Call right now, 1-800-872 7177. Going back to immigration questions in 20. 1-800-USA 7177. That's 1-800-872-7177. I don't care what's wrong with your credit. Give them 90 days and they will get your credit score up. They'll improve your credit scores. Just make the call right now to 1-800-872-7177. And the key is to actually start right now. A lot of you procrastinate. Start right now. With that said, finally, the number is 1-800-872-7177. And the first 30 days happens to be 100% absolutely free. It's time to get back to more of the Brad and Squeeze show right here. What do we have?
By the way, I'm just looking here at the comments. Here's a great comment that will make you, I guess, happy.
Okay.
Show's the same. Love it. Just more organized. Thank you, Jill, for organizing us. And the telephone number to get on the radio, to get on Facebook, to get on YouTube, to call Spar Bernstein is 1-800-529-5465. Leave your comments, by the way. If you don't want to get on our show, you can ask your legal questions in our comment section at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein, in our comment section at David Squeeze Annakie on Facebook, in our comment section on YouTube at Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. We have our social media guru, Kim, SMG, in the SMG office, who's going to join us a little later, and we're going to answer everybody's legal questions in the comment section towards the end of the show. We're going to go to Kimberly, who's calling from Guyana. Kimberly, you're calling from Guyana?
Yes, I am.
How are you? What's happening in Guyana? Hot? Hot?
Yes, it is.
How hot?
Very, 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 very hot.
Yep. All right. What's going on?
I got a quick question for you guys. When my dad sponsored me, I had one child. But now I have another one, a 5-year-old. My papers are coming through. His name is not on the application. How do we put him on?
Well, your dad's filing for you. You got to write the National Visa Center. You have a letter at some point with a case number that starts with GEO, which stands for Georgetown, Guyana.
Yeah, we get all of that.
So what you do is you write the National Visa Center, say, hi, my name is Kimberly, my dad's name is whatever, here's my case number, I have another child who was born after this application went in, here's a copy of his birth certificate, please include him on the case. That's simple.
Okay.
And if you need help,
and thanks a lot
hold
for
on one
tuning in.
second, okay? 1-800-529-5465. You know, Squeeze, we have a...
Why are you doing my job?
I'm sorry. I sometimes do that. I sometimes do your job. I sometimes talk over you. I sometimes fight with you. But even after 19 years of that little promo, you said I'm your best friend still. So I get away with a lot of stuff.
Well, that's what best friends are all about.
I get away with it.
They get away with a lot of
I get away with it. Yes.
A lot of TIHS they get away with. Spell it for
So we got a lot of people on hold. I'm going to let you decide how to direct this. We have a lot of people on hold. We have a little...
What does our director want us to do?
Our director wants us to go to...
All right, let's take another call, and then we'll come back. All right?
We did a little segment on ICE sanctuary cities, which is really important for everybody to learn about. We also have a ton of calls here. Let's try to do one or two more calls.
Let's go to the Bronx. I mean, yeah, I grew up around 234th Street.
Dirk in the Bronx, what's up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend, him go down for immigration last Thursday, and they hold on him. I think they put him in the pen. Can you do anything for him?
Depends why he's in the pen, you know,
exactly.
And depends what he did. Obviously, they didn't come to him because he's a saint. Okay, so he did something wrong, whether it's just simply overstaying his time or whether he has a green card and has a criminal record. You know, he's in detention now. That's the pen.
So what needs to be done here?
We got to find out why they're holding him and then what relief. Hold on one second. I wouldn't know. You know, it's like it's like saying, hey, my friend just got arrested for robbing a bank. Will he go to jail or will you get him off? How do I know?
Got to come to us.
Got to come to us. We got to figure it out.
That would be a federal case.
Got to figure it out. Let's go to Danny in Queens. Danny.
Good morning, Brad.
Good morning,
Squeeze. How you guys doing?
What's up?
All right, no problem.
Good. All right. I got three questions, which I'm going to try to do it as quick as possible. Okay. I got a mother who is a resident, not a citizen yet, but she's qualified. Number
what do you mean she's qualified? I don't know what that means.
Well, she's qualified to just send her citizenship.
Oh, okay, fine. All right. Okay.
All right. So I have a sister in this country, undocumented. I have two unmarried sisters in Jamaica, and I have one married brother in the Cayman Islands. Now, can my mother file for them as a resident? How long will it take?
Your mother can file for them as a resident as long as they're single. She should be filing for them now. People always make the mistake to say, I'm going to wait for mom to become a citizen and then file. All you're doing is putting them further and further on the back of the list. Get applications in. It is so vitally important. File now. If you can file for a family member, file now. Donald Trump wants to end all of any adult child being filed for by their parents. He wants to end brothers and sisters filing for each other. But I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how it's all going to work out, whether Donald Trump's going to get his way or not. So far, he hasn't gotten his way with anything, practically.
Right.
All right, other than he still has his way with Twitter. Okay, I don't know why, by the way, he's allowed to say mean things on Twitter and he stays on, and Rose McGowan, who was a victim, gets thrown off, but that's a whole other story. I'm not a big Twitter fan. I'm not a big Twitter fan about that right now. But the point is, file now, because what happens in America is when America gives you a benefit, it's very hard to take it away.
Absolutely.
Okay, but they will not allow people in the future to file, is my guess.
Right.
So file now for all unmarried. It'll take about 5 to 7 years. And if she becomes a citizen, maybe it'll be a little faster.
What about the married child?
Married, you can't do it.
Got you.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
And thank you very much because you have done a good job for me.
I appreciate it.
I recommend a couple of people to you, and you did good.
What I do for you? What I do for you? Because I don't know. I have a lot of Danny clients.
Well, it's not for me. I recommend people to you, and they got their papers.
Oh, wonderful,
good.
wonderful. Thank you, Danny. I appreciate it.
Good
Spread
job.
the word. Spread the word. Tell
all
a
right,
friend.
take care, my brother.
Thank you.
And remember, support, of course, this show.
All right, so right now, I did a little, sanctuary cities is very important right now. People have to understand what sanctuary cities are, what you can do in a sanctuary city, what you can't do in a sanctuary city. People don't get sanctuary cities.
I'm quite sure we're going to learn about that
We're going to learn about it right now. Jill, you ready to go on sanctuary cities? Let's go. All right, we're here now to talk a little bit about ICE, which is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and sanctuary cities. It is in the news all the time, and people have to understand what happens in a sanctuary city and what doesn't happen in a sanctuary city. And people have to understand what the hell is a sanctuary city to begin with. And it's even more important now for all the dreamers and all the people who are looking for immigration reform, because Donald Trump just last week proposed coupling DREAM Act, which is to give the dreamers some sort of legal status, with the ability of the federal government to outlaw sanctuary cities. We'll see what happens with all of this right now. But even just a few weeks ago, according to our producers here, the Immigration and Customs Enforcement launched Operation Safe City, where they're honing in on illegal immigrants living in sanctuary cities. And in the week of September 24th to September 27th, 498 people were arrested. Which begs the question, what the heck is a sanctuary city to begin with? Well, a sanctuary city is a city that limits the cooperation between the local authorities and the Immigration and Customs Enforcement. So if you're in a sanctuary city, the local cops, the local firemen, your local librarian, the clerk at the marriage bureau, the judge, your local judge, the clerk and the judge, the bailiff in the courthouse, all your local government officials, the garbage man, whoever it is who works for the government, does not really cooperate with Immigration and Customs Enforcement in helping to enforce immigration laws. And if they come across somebody who's out of status or somebody who's violated their visa status, what the sanctuary city says is, we are preventing our local government officials, our local government workers, our civil servants from cooperating with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Now, that doesn't mean that they're never going to hand somebody over. For example, I know in New York City, if you're convicted of over 158 crimes, sanctuary city or no sanctuary city, New York City is going to hang you over. So right now there's 169 sanctuary cities in the United States. You would think that, like Miami, for example, is a sanctuary city, but it's not, because the U.S. government was withholding over $481,000, which doesn't seem like a lot of money to me to get Miami to not become a sanctuary city. But the U.S. government withheld $481,000. Miami caved, and now they're not a sanctuary city anymore. Personally, I don't get into politics, but if I was the mayor of Miami, I'd say, the hell with the $481,000. We're playing with people's lives. But at any event, these are some major sanctuary cities in America right now, according to our producers here at the Brad and Squeeze Show. New York City, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Detroit, Chicago, Minneapolis, Dallas, Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, Salt Lake City, Denver, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, Seattle. The major sanctuary cities is where most of the immigrants are living. So why now is ICE targeting these sanctuary cities? They're looking to scare the hell out of you, because Trump has to make some political points. So he's putting people in ICE uniforms to go out on the streets, to go out in the subways, to make it look like they're scared, like they're arresting a lot of people, when in fact they are arresting people, but they're making it look like it's a lot worse than what it is. But in certain sanctuary cities, they are literally violating people's rights. We've heard stories of people in Denver that ICE agents have gone into the courthouses of local courthouses in Denver to arrest immigrants who are not legal in America, that where their case, whatever that was in the courthouse, whether it may have been a divorce or it may have been some sort of civil offense or maybe a very low-level criminal offense, had nothing to do with really ICE enforcement. ICE enforcement, they're interested in terrorists, drug dealers, but it's really affecting a lot of people here. So how do you protect yourself from all of this? Well, the first thing you got to do is you got to know, number one, that if you're in a sanctuary city, you have more rights than if you are not living in a sanctuary city. And you also have to know what your rights are. Sanctuary city or no sanctuary city. There is a Constitution of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, and there is a Fourth Amendment to that Constitution which protects everybody who is living in America from random and arbitrary stops and searches. You can't be walking down the street and be asked to stop and be searched randomly. Okay? These are basic constitutional issues. And because of this, if you're walking down the street, unless the ICE has set up a border checkpoint, and that would have to be within 100 miles of a water or land border crossing, unless there's a checkpoint and they are stopping everybody. If you are just walking down the street, an ICE agent comes over to you and says, hey, let me see your identification. My opinion, you know, people can differ. My opinion is you have every right to ignore them and keep walking unless they have a reasonable suspicion to stop you. How are they going to have a reasonable suspicion to stop you? Why does one person look like an illegal alien and another person doesn't? Because of the color of their skin or how they look? I have no idea. If I was an attorney, there is nobody who looks like an illegal alien. So therefore, I would continue, and I think any ICE officer that stops you, that would be an illegal stop, and we would fight that in a courtroom. So if you are stopped, it depends on the situation whether or not you are obligated to hand over identification. If it is literally a random stop where ICE goes, hey, you, let me see your ID, you can keep walking. If it's a different situation, there's some sort of criminal activity or a raid on a workplace where they have information that there's illegal aliens working in that workplace, well then yes, you would more likely not have as many rights to not hand over your identification. It's on a case-by-case basis. But generally speaking, I would tell you if you're walking down the street and you just come across an ICE officer or they come across you in the subway or on a train and they say, hey, give me your identification, you have every right not to give it to them. So, you know, their rules and regulations are, you know, for stopping people anyway, are, you know, aliens engaged in terrorism or espionage, if you're part of a street gang, if you have been convicted of a serious felony or aggravated felony, those are their priorities. Those are the people that they're looking to stop. So unless they have some reasonable suspicion that you're a terrorist, you're a member of a gang, or you've already been convicted of a felony, they have overstepped their bounds by asking to stop you and then asking you for identification. So if this happens, what do? You call me. You call Brad Bernstein. You call another competent attorney. You call an attorney to protect your rights. If you don't protect your rights, and by calling a good attorney to represent you, then you are basically giving up your rights. This is how you protect yourself. You protect yourself with good attorneys who know what the Constitution is about, who know what your rights are, and who can stand up for you. That is what you do. Ladies and gentlemen, these are serious times here. There are sanctuary cities. These sanctuary cities, you don't have to worry about dealing with the local police. You do not have to worry that an ICE officer is going to stop you randomly in the street because that would be a violation of your rights. But even in sanctuary cities, ICE is still on the lookout. They are doing raids in suspected businesses that employ illegal aliens. They are knocking on people's doors that have warrants for their arrest and then arresting the others who are there. Be careful and make sure you speak to a very good attorney like myself to know all your rights. Was that good?
H. Bernstein, hint, hint, the attorney right here on, of course, the Brad and Squeeze Show, live at 9, live at noon. We're going to be coming back later on, so make sure you stay tuned. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to go to the social media gal. She like to call herself the social media guru. You know, and the social media segment is brought to you by, yes, that company that sponsors this, USA Credit Repair. You can catch them at wefixbadcredit.com or usacreditrepairinc.com. And, of course, ladies and gentlemen, Bradford H. Bernstein has challenged anyone out there who can What's the word?
Well, what we do is we call this the rapid fire round. It's brought to you by USA Credit Repair. I'm giving another plug.
On the highway, on the byway, in the Dolomites.
I'm giving another plug to USA Credit Repair. The rapid fire round, we've called it a lot of different things here. We've called it the rapid fire, bang, bang, bang. We bang out those questions and bang out those answers.
I like to see when you get very animated.
Yeah, I flare my I'm a Jewish guy, but I look like I'm a crazy Italian. You know, Italians aren't that crazy, but everyone thinks I'm Italian because I always use my hands all the time.
Keep dropping the ethnicities.
Yeah, I could. That's all right. We're equal opportunity offenders and equal opportunity helpers. How's that? All right. So, by the way, Jill's mic is open in my ear, But what you need to do, everybody, right now is leave your messages right now. This is brought to you by USA Credit Repair. USA Credit Repair is the key
to beautiful credit.
Call them right now if your credit's below 700, 1-800-872-7177.
How do they ask their rapid fire questions? What do they do? Where do they go?
We're gonna go to Kim. Where's Kim in our social media room? Do we have Kim in our social media room? And Kim's going to ask a question from the law offices of Spar and Bernstein side. Squeeze is going to ask a question from the Squeeze side. There's Kim.
From the Squeeze page.
Friends, Kim.
Hello, Kim.
Hello. All right.
You're my favorite white girl. You know that, right? Now I'm not.
Now you're in trouble. Now you're offending everybody. All right. Let's go. You ready, Kim?
Ready. Let's go. Can a sister file for her smaller sister and 2 kids, and how long would it take?
Who's asking this question? Do we know?
Charmaine Goodman wants to know.
Charmaine Goodman wants to know what now? Let's start again.
Can a sister file for her smaller sister and her smaller sister's 2 kids?
Yes, it's an I-130 as long as the sister is a U.S. citizen. It's going to take about 10 years, though. Squeeze.
And how?
10 years.
No, let her go. She's got a whole lot.
She got a whole bunch. All right, let's go. Rapid fire with Kim. Well,
should DACA people be...
Yeah, go ahead.
Simona Davis wants to know, should DACA people be worried?
Should they be worried? They shouldn't be sleeping well at night. They should be going to see an attorney. Worried, I think, is a very strong word. Is a very strong emotion. What they should be is proactive. What they should be is smart. What they should be is positive. Okay? You can be positive, but be concerned. You can be smart instead of sitting on your bed saying whatever happens, happens. You can be proactive instead of being reactive. So what is proactive? Go to an attorney and figure out what your options are.
Okay. Valerie Wright Cherry from Facebook wants to know, I filed for my daughter. She's over 21, and I called a 603. They told me they reached her priority date. They sent me an email saying to follow the steps accordingly. After following them, how long will it take for my daughter to get through, and how can she include her baby, who is 7 months?
How old is the daughter? Does it say?
21. She's over 21.
She's over 21. So then the child should be included because it's an F1 or an F2B petition. I'm not sure what a 603 is. You know, I don't know every form number off the top of my head. I'm not sure what the 603 is, but assuming the I-130 is approved, the case gets to the National Visa Center. At the National Visa Center, they're going to start sending you biographic data forms. If the child who's 7 months old is not included, we had that question from Guyana earlier. You write back the National Visa Center with your case number, the name of the petitioner, you're the beneficiary, with a copy of that 7-month-old child's birth certificate, and you say, please include this child, and then they'll send biographic data forms for both. You want to submit everything back for both the adult and the child at the same time so they both get their appointments at the same time.
And one thing I want to throw in here, Kim and Brad, is, and we haven't been doing it enough, is that, of course, there are a lot of people outside of the United States that would like to reach us. And they can simply call 212-227-8933. Brad likes to say +1.
+1.
212-227-8933. We'll throw that up on the screen shortly, but that's +1. 212-227-8933.
That's from outside the United States.
That is outside of the United States.
In the United States, it's 1-800.
You like being redundant, don't you?
Yes. In the United States, I like to, you know what it is? I feel like if I repeat everything you say, it sounds better. I don't know why. I have no idea why. Because Squeeze just said, oh, by the way, yeah, if you call outside the United States, it's +1 212-227-8933. And I said, yes, if you call outside the United States, it's 2. I don't know why.
Kim, it's not only that. Yeah. It's like Brad also likes to repeat. But here's something that happened yesterday. Quick few
We only
seconds.
have a minute. We have to finish rapid fire.
I gave Brad an idea. Brad walked in the studio and gave the same idea to the guy.
Exactly. All right, let's continue. Rapid fire. Let's go. We only have about a minute or two.
My interview was scheduled March of this year, but my wife was sick and admitted to the hospital. We rescheduled, and it's been more than 8 months. I have a lawyer who keeps telling me we just have to wait. What do? I want to come to your office.
Come to my office and let's go make an appointment and go down and make an InfoPass appointment, make sure that case is still pending and it hasn't been denied.
Right.
A lot of times they'll deny it even though your spouse was in the hospital.
Okay, and let's just correct that number. The number is 212-227-8933.
Not 277.
Yeah, it's 212-227-8933.
Yeah, it's the wrong number up on the screen.
All right, quick one here. My friend's husband only worked and filed taxes in 2016. He's now filing a petition for her. You want to know if they only need an affidavit of support.
He's filing they need an affidavit of support. Of course you do. You need to show 3 years tax returns, a job letter, and a bank letter.
Okay. A job letter and bank letter.
Yeah.
Okay. Squeeze in one more quickly, Kim, before we conclude.
Okay, McDon from YouTube wants to know, I filed my affidavit of support through my U.S. citizen spouse. I got arrested for driving without a license when I was 17, which was about 10 years ago. I disclose this on all the paperwork. Does this affect the outcome of my case?
Every time you're arrested, it affects the outcome of your case, but it happened 10 years ago. You have to show your person a good moral character. Driving without a license is not an inexcludable or inadmissible offense. You should be okay, but you do have to prove good moral character. Every time you're arrested, you should be walking into immigration with a lawyer, even as minor stuff from 10 years ago, especially with that orange guy in the White House. But we're going to be out of time here, Squeeze.
Can I suggest something if you don't mind?
Yes.
I'm going off the chart right now.
Off
Kim,
the charts.
don't move, all right?
Off the charts.
I'm going completely off the chart. Hold on. I just want to do this. I'm going to do the disclaimer live. I'd like for us to continue for about 3 or 4 minutes and answer the rest of the questions. Is that okay with you?
Sure. All right. So why don't you just do the disclaimer live on the radio?
This has been an attorney advertisement brought to you by the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway in New York City. Prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're listening on 93.5 WVIP FM, take your phones out, log on to Facebook, look up David Squeeze Annakie or Brad H. Bernstein or Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein. Right. We're going to continue for a few minutes just to get everyone's questions in. That's just how Brad and I are. We like to make sure that we're helping as many people as possible, and so is Kim and the entire team. So let's continue right here. But once again, prior results do not guarantee similar outcome. Got to be redundant with that.
Right. And on WVIP, we're going to go off the air on WVIP.
But we'll be live on the internet,
still on Facebook and YouTube.
Thousands of people being reached.
Thousands of people still watching. All right, let's finish up Let's do rapid fire because we got other stuff to do as well. Let's
go.
Okay. Why do I get an X on my immigration document when I travel back to the States? I pass through without any issues, but I always get an X on my document before going to the immigration officers. Why?
Because they're obviously flagging you for something. X marks the spot. I don't know why, but we can find out if you come see me.
Okay, I get my green card through marriage, January 5th, 2015. When should I file for my citizenship? Do the math.
January 2015. You're going to do it November of 2016, 17, 18, January 2018. No, now. It's 2 years and 9 months.
Yeah.
Did the math already, as long as it's a bona fide marriage.
So guess what, Sherry? Go and get your green card done.
Because we're within 90 days. What's today's date? October 16th to January 15th? Maybe wait a week.
Your citizenship, rather.
Yeah, wait a week. Wait a week.
But call 1-800.
I did the math wrong.
Call 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Kim, you want to be up before I plug another one?
Absolutely. I have DACA. I just got married to a U.S. citizen with a 2-month-old baby. Will it affect my filing, and how soon can I file?
File right away. Having a baby is good as long as it's with your spouse. If you're having a baby with somebody else, then they may question the bona fides of your marriage. But having a baby with your spouse is very good proof that it's a real marriage. People usually don't pay people to get married and then have a baby together. Yeah.
It's a good idea to have a baby with your spouse and no one else, right?
Yes, right.
All right, anyway.
But you know what? I've heard crazy stories.
I have heard crazy stories.
You got to disclaim everything, right?
Everything's got to be disclaimed, you know? People having babies all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway.
By the way, Tanette So Bless Robinson, wow, I love the upgrade. Yeah, we went from Squeezes Bob's basement to fly in first class like this.
It's like everything is being upgraded. Fiction got upgraded.
Yeah, everything upgraded. It's upgrade time.
Your outfit's upgraded.
That's right.
My outfit's upgraded.
The only thing that hasn't been upgraded.
Glasses are upgraded.
The only thing that hasn't been upgraded is my phone.
Your beard.
My phone and my social life hasn't been upgraded.
I'm quite sure your phone's going to be upgraded real soon.
All right, let's go.
All right, here's one for you. Hey, Brad, I got my green card and my married name isn't on it. I am still married. Will that be a problem when I am traveling because my married name is in my passport?
you're traveling on a green card with a different name than in your passport, then you're going to need to travel with your marriage certificate to show the two.
So travel with your marriage certificate. Back to Kim in the social media studio. It's all yours.
I've never been to the U.S. and can I go to U.S. court and file a case of abandonment and get full child support and alimony from my ex, who is U.S. Air Force? We are currently living, my son and I, who is a U.S. citizen, are living in the Philippines.
That's a family court issue, and family court state by state, but generally you request child support in the area where the child is living. And right now the child's in the Philippines, so I'm not sure where the child support would be filed, but that's more of a family court issue than it is an immigration issue. But from an immigration standpoint, I do not believe you're going to get a visa to come to the United States for purposes of applying for child support from your Air Force father of the baby, whatever we call it.
Absolutely.
All right, but they should have a consultation with us so we can figure out how to help them.
1-800-529-5465. That is the number for the law firm. 1-800-529-5465. The moral of all of this is to actually make sure that you actually get the help you need from the law firm, the law office at Spar and Bernstein. So call now, book your appointment, 1-800-529-5465. Don't just sit there on your ass and not call and say, okay, I can resolve it myself. You know, everybody says, I can do it myself. I'm quite sure if you're not a mechanic and you want to fix your car, you're not going to go out and fix your car yourself. If you need a heart surgery, you're not going to go do your heart surgery yourself, are you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless you're Rambo. Rambo is able to do everything.
Rambo can do everything.
Yeah, but short of being Sylvester Stallone in a movie, I think you should go hire a professional.
And just remember, the operative word there is movie.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to end it now. We're going to get to the rest of the social media at 12 o'clock. We're going to be back in about an hour and 45 minutes, but we got to take a breather here.
Absolutely.
Thanks for all watching. Please tell everybody to share. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. We're going to be back live at 12 o'clock. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for participating. Thank you all for coming back to us after our 6-week hiatus. I'm going to give it off to the control room, and we're going to say au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Bye, Kim.
Bye.
What are you doing?